Why do you love metal? It's a question that metalheads get asked all the time, a question that has as many answers as there are metalheads. You can love Black Sabbath, Lamb of God, and Meshuggah, but the specific reasons you love each band may intersect very little, if at all. The purpose of this show is to dig into the question, to explore and celebrate the vast stylistic variety within the metal genre. So, why do you love metal? Let's find out on 5 Songs. And welcome to another episode of 5 Songs. I'm your host, Kevin Tulppo. My guest today is Howie D. Thanks for coming, Howie.
No problem, brother. Thanks for having me out.
You have
finally got out here to the Maidstone.
Yeah, there you go. How do you like it?
It's cool, man. It's cool. It's you don't know what to, when you've never been to a venue, you don't know what to expect, so I kind of like walked in, I'm like, all right, I get it now,
Yeah, I love playing here. This place just rocks.
Yeah, it's cool.
When it's all dark and the light show's kicking and stuff.
And there's
Great
parking.
stage.
You actually have the bar is like an eighth the size of the Ritz, but your parking lot is bigger than the Ritz's parking lot. Yeah. So you got a nice parking lot too, at least.
Better sound system too.
Yeah, for sure.
So you've been the host of Hard Edge Radio for what, 4 years now?
Yeah, a little over like 4 years and a month. So last show is next week.
Okay, cool. You had my band on there about a month ago.
Yeah, I was going to say
something like that.
I want to think maybe the February.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I know it was cold.
Yeah, it was cold. It was
cold.
fun though. It was a good time.
Good.
And you also promote a lot of shows. You put together a lot of shows in the Detroit area.
Yeah.
You're a big supporter of Detroit.
That's something
Detroit
I've always
metal
been doing
and music
too.
and stuff, yeah.
We got almost 23 years with that. The radio's only been like 4, but yeah, I've been part of the scene since '92.
Right on.
I'm old.
Well, cool. As everybody knows at this point, Howie's brought 5 songs in that we're going to talk about a little bit and listen to and talk about a little bit some more. So, we don't waste a whole lot of time getting to it. So,
right to the point.
The first song on your list that you brought us today is Ozzy, Diary of a Madman. He's a regular on this show.
Yeah. A lot of people bring him in.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally understandable,
Yeah. Especially those first 2 records, like it blows me away how good those records with Randy were, man. Like to this day, I think they're just amazing. Both Diary of a Madman and Blizzard of Oz are both just incredible albums, and he was such a good guitar player.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to a lot of stuff from that era, the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Early 80s. That's still it still stands up these days. I mean, a lot of that stuff is just it's seminal foundational stuff, and it's just never going to go anywhere.
Yeah, I agree.
It's always going to be there. So Diary of a Madman. What is it about this song in particular that you dig?
It's got that. Obviously, the guitar work is amazing. Not only the acoustic guitar work, but Randy's solos in it. But it's kind of got that haunting feel to it. It's just like the first actual Ozzy song I ever heard was Suicide Solution, and of course I love that too. But there was just something about the eeriness and the realness of Diary of a Madman, the song itself. It was just to this day when it comes on, like if I'm driving around, I'm listening to Octane, Diary of a Madman comes on, I get goosebumps. Like every single time I hear that song,
nice.
I get goosebumps.
I got a couple of songs like that. That's a great feeling when a song that you like that inside and out, every little tick and burp and blemish on whatever recording you have it on. And it comes on, and you still get like the hair on the back of your neck stands up, and
every
you just
time.
want to start smashing shit.
Every time.
Love it.
Yeah, like I said, you can't go wrong, I don't think, with anything on either of those 2 records. But yeah, Diary of a Madman, just like I said, goosebumps every time.
Right on.
So,
well then, let's fire it up.
Cool.
Diary of a Madman, Ozzy. All right, that was Diary of a Madman, Ozzy, and yeah, I love how that song ends with it. It just builds with the choir.
Oh yeah,
and the bass line during the verse is just like a just kind of like a heartbeat that quickens.
And like we talked
about
when the song was on, like I think his voice was like peak those years.
Oh, yeah,
so haunting and just so powerful. I mean, he was killing it back then vocally. So it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I said, but I kind of admitted a couple of episodes back that I'm really not that big an Ozzy fan.
Yeah.
But the stuff that he's done that I really dig are from this era, like the later Black Sabbath. And
then the first couple Ozzy records.
His first couple of solo albums are there's a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion myself that he probably should have quit around 1990 and called it.
The stuff started getting a little stagnant and a little repetitive. But again, you can't go wrong with. I could have picked. It was hard for me to pick 5 because I could have picked 5 songs just from Ozzy that were huge to me. I could have picked 5 just from Iron Maiden that were huge to me. But I tried to I didn't even want to do 2 because I actually changed it 3 times because there was one time when I had 2 Iron Maiden tracks and there was when I had 2 Ozzy tracks and I'm like, no, I gotta have. It's only 5 songs, so I gotta have 5 different bands. So then it kind of came together.
Well, that's kind of that's kind of why I. That's kind of what I was going for when I started doing this show, and it's a matter of I try to tell my guests it's not like it's not like an all-time 5 favorite songs thing. It could be just whatever you're into today. Yeah. Whatever you're digging on this week. It might be different next week, whatever. But hey, it works.
Oh yeah.
So that was the first song. That was Ozzy, of course. He's making another appearance. Next up. First appearance on the podcast so far. Wow. Celtic Frost, The Usurper. I'll tell I love Celtic Frost. One of my all-time favorite bands. Love them.
So good. God, I remember seeing them at Harpo's. I don't even know if I was legal. I don't remember how I got in. I mean, obviously I knew a bunch of people, so it could have been a favor, or it could have been an all ages show. I mean, it was that long ago, but God, I remember seeing them at Harpo's, and I was just in awe, just watching Tom G, and then the oohs and everything he did. So
the best worst guitar solos ever.
Yes. You know what? He got a little bit better in Celtic Frost. I mean, some of the Hellhammer stuff was just atrociously bad. I mean, I don't even know how I stopped. And I like it. I mean, it was good. It was obviously that's who Celtic Frost was, or before they became Celtic Frost. But yeah, the Hellhammer stuff was really bad. Just all the screams and the guitar stuff that just didn't even fit or make any sense. But yeah, the Usurper is great. It was hard for me to pick one from them too because I love Morbid Tales. I love Death Throned Emperor. So many good songs. Northern Winds. That was on the list, and then I took it off and swapped it out for the Usurper. But
I get the Circle of the Tyrants was the first song I ever taught myself to play on guitar.
Really? Yeah, I've actually got both versions. I have the demo version, and then I have the one that actually made the album cut. So nice. I actually have both versions of that. But yeah, Usurper was cool because it. I don't know. It wasn't some of Celtic Frost. It's funny because sometimes I say Celtic, sometimes I say Celtic. So to me, it doesn't really matter. You know who we're talking about. But again, this wasn't even one of the first. It wasn't like this was the first Frost song that I had heard. It's just there's just something about this song. It kicks in right away, and it's just Celtic Frost the whole time. It's awesome.
There we go. And with that, this is the Usurper, Celtic Frost. Yeah. Let's have a listen.
Serenade
Oh God, I love that, man.
I know, they're awesome. There's nobody like them.
And nobody like even just the guitar tone was so I don't know what the hell he was doing with it, but
Yeah.
just the guitar tone is just like rah.
Yeah. Probably some weird pedals made in Germany or something. You know?
I tend to think he's just plugged straight into a head and just pulled one of the tubes or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
you
got a
never
weird
know.
tone to
You
it.
never
Man.
know. You never know.
But that's I love that stuff. It's just I want to go break shit now. It's,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Have you heard? You like the new stuff? Triptychon, Tom G's new band.
Yeah, there's a lot of it's really really good. I think the last Frost album, Monotheist, had a couple of really good ones, and then there were a couple of like really like super long slow ones, which are, I mean, I got to kind of be in a mood for them. It's all good, but they're really I mean, and I get it. I think I get his artistic approach to that whole thing, and basically like Triptychon basically picked up where Monotheist left off, because that's kind of where that was trending, and the bigger, slower dirge-like stuff is not Celtic Frost really. It's just it's kind of a different animal.
No, true, absolutely.
So I can see where that split off. But I do dig it. It's just he did that guy. That guy does more with 2 chords than anybody in metal.
That's pretty damn accurate, man. That's pretty accurate. Tom G, gotta love him.
Yep. All right, man. So that was Celtic Frost. Next up, we have Pantera. Pantera making another appearance.
Yeah, I figured there'd be a few of them.
And basically. The last couple of Pantera songs were some more aggressive songs.
Yeah.
You picked Hollow, which is a great tune.
That's amazing. It's instantly when I heard this song, just the lyrics, about the loss of whoever it is, his friend or whoever it is that the song was about. It's just another Goosebumps song. Like, obviously, everyone knows Cemetery Gates and Cowboys from Hell and all the heavy shit. But yeah, there was just something about Hollow, man, that's just. His singing too. I mean, he actually could sing back then. He had a great voice, man, and it was just like I said, the lyrics to that song just amazing. And then of course it still picks up and gets heavy. Like of course it's going to because it's Pantera, but I like the fact that it's such a good song and it really didn't get heavy until like the last minute or two of the song.
Right, yeah.
Most of it's just the verses and I'm close with his mother. It's all mellow and then all of a sudden at the end it's the Pantera comes out, the last 2 minutes, but just great song. Like I said, I love the fact that he sings too. So
right on.
Awesome.
All right, let's fire it up. Pantera, Hollow. Oh man, what an awesome song! That's it's a really profound song. I mean, he's obviously it's a song about a
Loss of a friend or
a good friend that some tragedy has befallen
Yeah.
him, and he's in apparently a vegetative state or something,
Yeah.
and it's just the second half of the song when it kicks in with that scream and and
the anger. It's almost like
the anger and the frustration.
The story
that
is told the first couple minutes, but then the anger comes out at the end of the song, like almost like that's how he really feels about all this crap that's happening.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. God, it's just really, really powerful stuff.
Yeah, and just the one verse with "I'm close with his mother and she cries endlessly." It's just something about that. It's just wow, goosebumps again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Cool, man. Moving right along, and let's get to
Some Merciful Fate.
Yeah, Merciful Fate. I think this is the second time King Diamond's been
Really?
in appearance here. Yeah,
Cool.
I think King Diamond showed up in the first episode.
I was gonna say Paul probably, because I know Paul's a big
he's
King
huge,
Diamond Merciful
yeah.
Fate fan. Was it Paul? Yeah.
Paul Britton, shout out. What up, Paul?
What up, brother?
Yeah, he's a King Diamond lover, definitely.
Yeah.
But he brought a King Diamond song.
Oh,
I think,
okay.
off of Abigail, I think.
Okay.
But you go a little bit deeper, a little earlier to Merciful Fate.
Yes.
A Dangerous Meeting. What do you like about this one?
The whole album, honestly, Don't Break the Oath, is amazing. And King Diamond in general, with his voice, Merciful Fate was one of those bands where I was kind of in those rebellious years, and a friend had played it for me, and I knew it was going to be something that would piss off my mom. The high screams, and she wouldn't understand it, she would hate it. So I literally bought that album so I could play it in the house and annoy her. I was just, that was the
Awesome.
rebellious teen years and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's other songs that I like just as much, but there's just something about A Dangerous Meeting, just from the beginning of the song with the whole it just kind of like kicks in little by little, and the drums come in, and boom, there it is. So, but I love the band, and I love the fact that to this day, King Diamond still manages to have some of the best players in music.
Oh, absolutely.
He's always had amazing guitar players, always had amazing drummers. I mean, he's always had a top-notch band, and Merciful Fate was the beginning of that. I was lucky enough on the radio show about 6 months ago to actually talk to Hank Sherman.
Oh, nice.
From Merciful Fate, who actually got a chance to tour with Volbeat. He was in Volbeat for like a year and a half touring. So that was really huge for me, getting to talk to one of the original members of Merciful Fate. So
Cool, man.
but yeah, Dangerous Meeting is just a great tune. Definitely not their heaviest and not the weirdest, but just a great song.
Cool, man. Well, let's fire it up and have a listen to it.
Cool.
Merciful Fate, A Dangerous Meeting. Nice. Merciful Fate, A Dangerous Meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely not as theatrical as his solo stuff, but you can kind of hear toward the end of the song when the bells came in.
Yeah.
You can kind of hear elements of that, but this is definitely like a more bare bones kind of critter than his solo stuff.
And the cool thing to me is like how many years they were at, like so many bands from Europe, that we didn't get to hear about, for years. Merciful Fate had been out for a while. And obviously Melissa was their first record, but a lot of people didn't really hear about them until, Don't Break the Oath. So then people went back and were like, oh crap, there's another CD, So then you go back and you buy the Melissa record, which
I spent so much time doing that when I was a teenager in the 80s. I'd hear a song, then I'd go to the mall and try and find the cassette. If I found the cassette,
I miss those days.
Yeah, then I'd find the cassette, and I'm like, oh man, then I would have to grab the metal magazines and look at the look for the advertisements. I'd find out who the record label was, and then try to find the record label, and find their catalog. And
back then everybody was on Megaforce Records or Metal Blade Records, or
So I did a lot of back catalog digging back in those days when it was difficult to do.
Yeah, you have to though. And that's what I like about the scene now. At least a lot of these kids that are growing up. At least they respect the music enough that they're actually going back and listening to the bands we grew up on, because they start hearing about, the Iron Maidens and the Judas Priests and the Celtic Frosties and the Creators and stuff.
Start hearing about it.
I know. But it's cool. Like, at least most of these kids aren't music snobs. Like, I hate somebody who likes the kind of music and only cares about today and the future. Like, if you really like a certain genre of music, you need to go back and you need to see, some of the people who started this stuff, So
yeah. Absolutely.
And just the guitar tones, dude. Merciful Fate, like you can tell it's a Merciful Fate song. Like when the first time I heard the Volbeat track with Michael Denner on it, I'm listening to it, and all of a sudden the solo kicks in, and I'm like, wow, the tone sounds familiar. I'm like, it's got to be Merciful Fate. Sure enough, I look in the credits, thanks to Michael Denner from Merciful Fate for playing guitar on this tune. I'm like, yes, you could just tell it was Merciful Fate, by that guitar tone.
Cool. Well, speaking of the back catalog and the kids don't know how good they got it today. Last song on your list here is Iron Maiden, Flight of Icarus.
I had to save the best for last.
Yeah, I've been on an Iron Maiden kick for the past couple of days myself.
Nice. It's
22 Acacia Avenue has been in my head.
I love that.
It's awesome. Such a great song.
We did. We had so much fun. Actually, this past Thursday, I did a live broadcast from the Ritz for like one of the last Hard Edges. And I finally got to do it because obviously the Maiden show was Tuesday. I actually got to do a all Iron Maiden episode.
Nice.
So like 14 tracks. So I had Jason, and who was another huge Iron Maiden, almost a stalker like me. So, but yeah, we actually did a whole Iron Maiden show, in between obviously the live broadcasting and checking in and saying, hey, what's up? But yeah, we got to play all Iron Maiden. This was the first band to get me into heavy music. I was fortunate enough that my mom loved music, and from age 11, I was going to see Journey. She loved Journey. So I at age 10, 11, 12, I was going to see Journey and Foreigner and REO Speedwagon. So luckily she wasn't an Air Supply kind of mom. She actually liked rock and roll. And a friend's brother let me borrow Number of the Beast. And I loved it so much that I actually took it to show and tell. Remember how we had show and tell in elementary school? I actually took in the record for Number of the Beast, and I remember the teacher just freaking out because the album cover and stuff. And what's a 12-year-old doing with this? Why did you bring this into school?
When I first borrowed a copy of Number of the Beast, like back in the day, my mom is an upright Southern Baptist lady and was trying her best to raise me a good upright Southern Baptist boy.
Yeah.
And she was not happy about that.
And what's funny is they back then they had such a bad rap. They weren't even one of these bands, like the Slayers and stuff, who were using upside down crosses for stage props and stuff. Maiden always has been just a heavy metal band.
But they were huge, and they had I really think that it was the cover art for Number of the Beast is what did
it is exactly. It was just the cover. Because even the song Number of the Beast in itself is not a negative song. People think it's a negative song. If you listen to the lyrics, it's really not a negative song.
We're talking about the people that really aren't generally reading too much into context.
And then this was 1981 or 1982.
I mean, I get it, and even now, like compared to what's normal in extreme metal now, that's like trite and quaint anymore.
Yeah, it's nothing. Yeah,
you know,
exactly. But yeah, Flight of Icarus in particular, my favorite video on MTV when they actually played videos. Like I remember.
That was
remember how cool the video is, though?
Oh, yeah.
Like, all the guys are in the studio, and I just remember how cool Bruce looked, with the headphones on and rocking out, and I'm like, just wow, and then this is when, Beat It and all this goofy music was on MTV, and then here comes Iron Maiden with this video where they're actually in the studio, and they're showing the guys rocking out, and just an awesome, awesome video, and a great tune, one of my all-time favorites, probably top 5 Iron Maiden song ever, so.
Cool, man. Let's fire it up then. Iron Maiden, Flight of Icarus. Flight of Icarus. Man, one thing that I always loved about Iron Maiden, like straight away, was I mean, because like I grew up like in small towns, like mostly in the UP, and the only music I had available was like rock radio, and which was all like Journey and Foreigner and
Van Halen
REO Speedwagon and the kind of stuff you were talking about earlier, and then I hear Iron Maiden, And not only is it like an entirely different beast.
Yeah.
But the subject matter is even like I mean
the storytelling.
That's what I love. He's talking about Greek myth. You know, he talks about Greek myth and British history, World War II history. You know, Egyptian history.
Doesn't say Power Slave. The whole album is about the Egyptians and.
You know, it's just, I guess that was my first. You know, that I guess they were like the proto, you know, progressive metal band, like the prog metal band, because they delved into stuff that wasn't, you know, songs about girls.
Yeah. Oh yeah, something different. Honestly, yeah. 34 years I've been an Iron Maiden fan. I love that band. They are like definitely all-time favorite, #1 top band in the world. So
cool, man. You know, I can't blame you. I love them too.
Cool.
They're a great band. They've always been a great band.
Yeah, I can't wait till Tuesday, man. Go see them. So I'm excited.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me, though, brother. It's been fun.
That was your 5 songs.
Cool.
Thanks for coming.
No problem, man.
Pleasure.
Had fun, dude.
This has been 5 songs. I'm your host, Kevin Tulppo. My guest has been Howie D. Gary Willibey's doing the engineering, making us all sound good.
Yes. The man behind the...
Big thanks to John Archer for letting us record this here at the Maidstone Theatre.
Finally got to see the Maidstone, so...
All right, man. That wraps it up for this episode. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, man.
Tune in next week, and we'll see you later.
Peace.